Chad, I want to get to this, though, because you've got a lot of millions of people that have come into the country illegally that President Trump wants to get out. Some Democratic lawmakers are now calling for the unmasking of ICE agents during these deportation raids. They claim that it's intimidating by having those masks on. But the bottom line is these ICE agents, they're put in a very dangerous situation. They have to go and carry out these orders. But what do you think of the Democrats' calls and the rhetoric that they're pushing in the narrative?
Well, look, these are some of the same Democrats that have just disparaged ICE over these past several years, right? They've been called the KKK, the Gestapo, stormtroopers, and the like. So, of course, attacks on ICE law enforcement officials are at an all-time high, this year. And we see what's happening in L.A. When you continue to vilify ICE, and individuals around the country are going to start to listen, and obviously that's why they're going after ICE officers, disrupting their operations. So I'm not for doing anything that's going to make it easier for those violent opportunists to continue to target ICE officers.
Yeah, and rough estimates say that there's still 15 million people here illegally in this country. And then you have Florida Democrat Congressman Maxwell Frost saying that, you know what? Here's the solution. Just give amnesty to every single one of them. Take a listen to this.
And to my Republican colleagues who say, I don't want any undocumented people in this country, I actually agree with you. So let's document every single one of them with a speedy path to citizenship.
How is that lady smiling behind him? Because we know that not every single one of them are good. Many of them have already been locked up here for violent crimes. What do you make of that?
Well, this continues to be a pipe dream from those on the left just wanting to, provide mass amnesty for everyone that's come here illegally. What that individual doesn't realize is that as soon as you do that, you're going to attract more and more individuals to come here illegally because they too will hope and pray that they get amnesty as well. And so it just incentivizes further and further illegal activity. What actually works is actually enforcing the law, removing individuals that don't have a legal right to be here. There's many ways to come to the United States legally. You can even claim asylum. There's a variety of different ways, but if you've had your due process, if you've gone before an immigration judge, and you don't have a legal right to be here in the United States, you need to be removed.
And speaking of that, going before immigration judges, Democrats are now trying to pounce on that. We saw this again here in a sanctuary city official arrested this week. This happened right here in New York City. Mayoral candidate Brad Lander, he was arrested at an immigration court hearing. He was holding on to one of the migrants here in the hallway and refused to let him go, which is why he was arrested. But Kathy Hochul, the governor here, says he's not going to face any charges. And then she announced this $50 million in taxpayer-funded money that's going to help with lawyers for illegal migrants that are facing some of these hearings. But what do you make of how the Democrats are now trying to, they've went from the illegals on the streets to now they're trying to protect them in the immigration courts? Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, this is absurd on every level. This is what the left has gone to, which is protecting criminal aliens in their communities. And when you have an individual like this that's trying to impede law enforcement, he should not be treated any differently than you and I trying to do that. He should be arrested if he's interfering with a law enforcement operation, which is what they were doing there. ICE officers can serve administrative warrants on individuals in public places and allow them to pick them up and remove them from the country, particularly if they're here, obviously, if they're here illegally. And you're not allowed to get in the way of that, right? We've seen this from a judge, I believe, in Wisconsin. We've seen this from a congresswoman in New Jersey. This continues because what they're trying to do, actually, they care very little about those illegal aliens. They're looking for a viral moment. They want to get on TV. They want to show their constituents, that they're fighting Donald Trump and the Trump administration. But all they're really doing is making their communities less safe and impeding law enforcement.
And Brad Lander there, he's about a week out here from the primary, so he wants to be mayor of New York City.
He wants the attention. That's what it is. Chad, thank you. Appreciate you this morning.
Thanks, guys. Good to be with you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.